developments this morning. Germany has refused to sign the Treaty of Versailles. Things at the palace are now at a standstill as the representatives try to figure out a solution for peace. Let's hand things over to our field expert, Haley.
Thank you, Bella. I'm standing here outside the Palace of Versailles as the leaders discuss what this could mean for the future of the war. The treaty had discussed Germany being liable and punishable for any and all war damages. Without their signatures, several towns will be left in ruins. The treaty also outlined the idea that Germany should return stolen land to the countries they were from. This will also include heavy demilitarization for Germany, a $1 billion fine, Germany taking full responsibility for the war. Due to the Ottoman Empire and Austria-Hungary both no longer being standing countries, Germany has to take all of this by themselves, leaving them with no allies and or support. Back to you, Bella.
Whoa!
Whoa! What the heck?
Hey, listen, are you reporting on the Treaty of Versailles right now?
Yeah? What? Who are you?
Okay, I'm in the right time. Listen,
Right
I'm a time
time.
traveler. I'm a time traveler from the future. Okay?
Okay. Well, yeah. Who are you? Where are you from?
Listen,
What's
listen.
going on?
I don't have much time, okay?
Uh-huh.
But where I come from, the treaty was signed, and it cannot happen.
Why? Doesn't Germany need to pay for what they did? I mean, all those people that they hurt.
Well, yes, but I mean,
What about all the land and all the war?
well, that too.
And
but,
what about all the debt and all the countries that got hurt and the soldiers?
well, yes, those are all good reasons, but you don't know what happened where I'm from, do you?
No. What happened?
Not only was the payment too high for Germany, I mean, they didn't even finish paying it off until 2010.
Really? That's so long from now.
Yes, it is. And not to mention the immense debt they were thrust into, they spiraled into hyperinflation, which caused an economic downfall.
Well, that's all really bad, but hold on. I'm so sorry about this. We're gonna have to cut to a quick commercial. Coming back, stay tuned for the time travelers interview.
We're a man now, which means I have to send you off to war. Goodbye, son. Farewell. Be safe.
The war's not over yet. Enlist your child today. Fight for a cause that you believe in.
Welcome back to Cause and Effect News. I'm here with a real life time traveler ready to give us the scoop on what happens if Germany signs the treaty. So, we left off with Germany being thrust into financial ruin, but considering how bad the war was, is it really that bad?
Well, that's not the only reason. Once the financial situation got bad, a man by the name of Adolf Hitler,
I'm sure it's not that.
nope, and the cause spiraled out of control, and Hitler became focused on eliminating all of the Jewish people of Germany because they were more financially well off than the rest of the country.
That's just awful. Thank you so much for sharing. Please stay tuned for Bianca's weather report on how not signing the treaty could affect our country's
I
state.
gotta go. I'll see you later. What? Breaking news. War has officially broken out, and the Allied powers are now waiting along Germany's borders for further instructions. I am sitting here with an expert from the University of Cambridge, Joseph Barnes, who has the odds on this war for us. Joseph, what are the odds of Germany winning this one?
Well, currently Germany stands with 100,000 soldiers. While in all, the Allied powers have 5,025,000 soldiers between the US, Great Britain, Italy, and France.
Wow, that's a lot of manpower. Why fight?
Well, you see, Germany standing alone doesn't sound like a very good idea. However, Germany does have a little trick up their sleeve. Because as the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Mexico and China both have stolen land from the Allied powers. Together, they would make a much fairer fight.
Thank you for joining us this morning, Joseph. Now we're going to head over to our second specialist, Mariah Cunnings, who's got the information and the hypothesis on the future treaty. Mariah?
Thank you, Bella. Because of the current war outbreak, we've decided to take all of our current information and tally it up to see how the Treaty of Versailles may change if Germany did win the war.
continuing to grow as many crops as they were at the time, we believe that the Dust Bowl would have been sped up. Without the U.S. having a stable economy to rely on due to the lack of fruit production and other foods, they would have had a hard time staying in the war. As New Mexico was their close neighbor, it also would have added another level of strain because they would have had to fight on two fronts. We believe that this would have caused them to fall back on the war and begin their time of isolationism. Because the 14 points were released and the United States did not fight in the war the entire time and fell back, we believe that Germany would have taken a lighter hit on the United States. They would have taken the majority of Texas and other areas that were very prosperous. We also believe that they would have taken the lower half of the U.S., close to Florida, because of their grapefruit production and their ability to use it to dock boats and trade with. The U.S. would have been hit with a $10 billion fine for their acts in the war. But most importantly and most notable is that Germany would have most likely docked down their army as well, giving them a limitation of only 100,000 men. Britain would have started out the war with the other Allied powers and ended it the same. They would have stayed in the entire war. They most likely would have been the setting point for any Navy army. You can also imagine that Great Britain would have sent over several of their soldiers to the border of Germany. Because of Great Britain's actions during the war, Germany would have taken the bottom quarter of Great Britain for trade, an area to dock ships, and an area for their citizens to start living. I believe that Germany would have tried to keep control of Great Britain, and so this would have been a good way for them to stay close and to make sure that they don't do anything. Germany would have also taken any of the prosperous areas of Great Britain, such as areas great for mining, farming, or other natural resources that they may need. Great Britain would have been sent a $25 billion fine for their actions in the war, and their soldiers would have been minimized to only that of 100,000. I would suspect that Italy did not join the war immediately, but when they did, they would stick it out up until the very end. Italy would have been at the front of the war, and I believe that most soldiers would have been stationed at their borders looking out at Germany. Italy has a lot of valuable resources. Paired with that, they were close to Germany, so for this reason, I believe that they would have been the #1 supplier for the Allied forces. If Germany had won, they would have taken up the frontal areas close to where they live. Germany would have also taken the upper left side of Italy because of its great resources in oil and coal. Finally, just like Great Britain, Germany would have reduced their soldier count to only 100,000 and fined them with $25 billion. Last but most certainly not least, France. We believe that Germany would have taken out most of their anger on France in their new treaty. Because of how harsh France wanted to treat Germany in the treaty, we can believe that France would have seen similar backlash. France would have most likely had been taxed with $50 billion, and their army would also be reduced to that of 100,000 men. All prosperous areas of France would have been taken from them, and Germany would have most likely taken other areas to keep an eye on them.
Your mom's house. I'm sorry. Well,
Guys, catch my drift.
tell me when you're done.
Why are you so aggressive today? Welcome back.
Okay, it's gonna be real awkward.
Well, I don't really care. I'll be like, "Bruh," and we'll see what might happen.